This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, investigators made their way to Invercargill to interview the survivors of a chopper crash in the Southern Ocean. Local environmentalist group Extinction Rebellion Queenstown Lakes has made its mark in Wanaka today. And the custodians of the Lawrence Chinese camp see a glittering future for the historic South Otago attraction. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Anastasia Munzer. Investigators have made their way to Invercargill to interview the 3 men who survived a helicopter crash in the Southern Ocean. The interviews will start an investigation which may include an attempt to raise the helicopter from the ocean. Meanwhile, pilot Andrew Hefford has been discharged from Southland Hospital and is on his way home.
Touching down in Invercargill after an ordeal which saw 3 colleagues survive a helicopter crash in the Southern Ocean. They were found alive and standing on a beach in the sub-Antarctic islands more than 12 hours after the crash most feared would yield no survivors.
Look, I think this here was unbelievable. You know, I think, you know, you go to one of the furthest places that we go to in New Zealand, you know, certainly the furthest south in New Zealand that helicopters actually operate. It's a very remote place, and we've always said, you know, if anything ever goes wrong, you know, we can only ever get ourselves out of trouble.
That's clearly what they did, standing on the windswept shore in their orange immersion suits yesterday morning with Southern Lakes Helicopters pilot Andrew Hefford, winch operator Lester Stevens and St John paramedic John Lambeth.
Temperatures are low, there's, you know, they actually were out on shore, but, you know, obviously no matches or anything to light a fire. But, you know, just, you know, they couldn't rave enough about how good the immersion suits were.
The crew were racing south on a routine medical evacuation from a fishing vessel when their helicopter crashed in the sea near the Auckland Islands for reasons as yet unknown. Communication was lost with the helicopter at around 7:40 on Monday night, but they were spotted shortly before noon yesterday to everyone's elation.
Just incredible sort of roar went up when the RCC centre rang to say that Richard's just found them, so absolutely elated.
But he says the lack of communication with the helicopter in the moments before the crash remains a mystery.
Everything was just as normal. So for that last 2 minutes, we agonised over why that had happened and trying to simulate it and talk it through.
Matheson says he might owe his good mate Lester a beer as he was supposed to be on yesterday's medevac mission. But due to a funeral, he swapped places at the last minute. In Invercargill, The South Today.
A group of Otago Regional and Dunedin City councillors are set to boycott a briefing by Austrian gas giant OMV. The company unveiled one of the most ambitious gas and oil drilling programs proposed in New Zealand earlier this month. The company is holding a briefing on Monday to explain its plans with councillors, among others, intended to attend. But regional councillors Michael Deaker and Brian Scott and Michael Law says they won't be attending, citing the opposition. City Councillor Aaron Hawkins has also declined. Local environmentalist group Extinction Rebellion Queenstown Lakes has made its mark in Wanaka today. The group used a popular natural landmark in an effort to spread its message around the globe.
Dozens of photographers gathering on the Lake Wanaka foreshore this morning to take pictures of the iconic tree nestled in the water. It's a daily occurrence in the resort town, but today the onlookers were struck with a slightly altered landscape. The large sign reading "There is no Planet B" had been placed in the early hours of this morning by local environmentalist group Extinction Rebellion Queenstown Lakes.
We think that highlighting the disconnect between the appreciation we have of beautiful spaces and our energy and motivation to save them needs addressing.
Group founder Anna Simmons was joined by over a dozen fellow group members taking part in the peaceful protest.
We need to cause disruption, and I hesitate to say that because it must be non-violent disruption. We must be brave enough to stand up against the tide of people telling us we're crazy, and with love in our hearts explain why we are disrupting things.
And there were mixed reactions to the sign, some people gracious, others angry.
And all we can do is say sorry, it's half a day. The consequences of not taking a photo, while important to you right today in the big picture, are not as important as getting off our apathy and getting on with it.
The group is part of the Global Extinction Rebellion campaign, founded last year in the United Kingdom and which recently made headlines for large protests in London. Simmons says urgent action is required to save scenic places like this.
We have an example out of America during World War II. They completely reversed their economy to muster energy and effort and resources towards the war effort. Now, if we could do that towards planetary effort, we could kick this, we could solve it. But we've got to start now.
The sign remained in place until midday, with other events planned in the coming months. In Wanaka, the South Today.
Muslim students at Otago University are inviting the wider Dunedin community to view a documentary focusing on converts to Islam who share their experiences living in different countries around the world. Freedom features a range of people talking about subjects ranging from the environment and consumerism to spirituality and Islam more broadly. Organisers say one of the most interesting parts of the documentary for New Zealanders is likely to be an interview with a Muslim living in Christchurch. Freedom is open to the public free of charge this Sunday at the University Union Hall in the lead up to Ramadan. The custodians of the Lawrence Chinese camp see a glittering future for the historic South Otago attraction. They're planning to establish a major cultural attraction and hospitality complex at the site by 2025 at a cost of $4.5 million.
Always a popular tourist attraction, the Lawrence Chinese camp is set to go to the next level. Custodians are planning to establish a major cultural attraction and hospitality complex at the site by 2025 at a cost of $4.5 million, but a long-term asset for the community.
To run the camp on a day-to-day basis, we'll need people from Lawrence and the greater area who are prepared to drive. We're looking at paid employees and volunteers, so we will become an employer.
She became chairwoman of the Lawrence Chinese Camp Charitable Trust only last year, but has arrived with a fierce determination to see the cultural, historic and archaeological site well equipped to enter a 3rd century and beyond.
We're looking at building a visitor centre out there. It'll sort of look like a big general store with big verandas, and we need that to service our customers when they come to visit the camp.
They're planning a 2-stage transformation for the 150-year-old camp, which will see its facilities expand dramatically. The first step is applying for money for a feasibility study.
If that's successful, that'll take 4 months, and then end of this year into next, we'll be applying for funding for the Heritage Architect and other consultants to prepare for the building of the visitor centre and for stage 1.
Shaw's own family history neatly illustrates the joint stakes in the camp's history, held by Chinese and Europeans alike.
The bar employed local ladies and employed my great-great-grandmother Grace Kerr before she met Chow Tai, and she became Grace Chow Tai. So employed local European woman.
The Trust also plans to reconstruct a small section of the original camp as part of Stage 1 activities, while Stage 2 includes plans for a restaurant, accommodation and further parking. In Lawrence, the South Today.
Still to come in the South Today. An Aranui resident has proved he's a cut above the rest by taking out a national barber title.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Never say goodbye to your pet. Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Come on, mate. The blue doesn't go with the brown.
Welcome back. Leaving a well-known barber shop to start a new business in Aranui was a big risk for Luke Coyer. But the then 32-year-old decided he'd establish himself in the barber industry before it became overcrowded. Since starting up Motown Barbers, the Aranui resident has proved he's a cut above the rest by taking out a national barber title and more recently cleaning up at the Battle for Barber City in Dunedin.
Me and my wife, we bought this house a couple of years ago. We just, spur of the moment, decided that we'd just open a shop from home, and I gave myself 5 weeks to put everything together, the Facebook page, the brand, the logo, everything. And we just dived straight in. I felt comfortable and confident that I had enough clientele to keep me going. It's just been a huge learning process for me. I'm not naturally gifted in business. I've never done any business courses or any degrees or anything like that. It's purely just doing something that I love, and I'm just learning as I go. So last year was my first year in business, and I decided to take part in the competition in Auckland called Barbercraft. I won the Best Beard, which was a bit of a buzz for me. My first year in business. That first award was probably my most memorable and my most special award, because for me it kind of validated my decision to go out on my own, and I knew that I could do it. I just competed in Dunedin at an event called Barber City and won Best Fade and Haircut and Beard and took out overall. I don't really like doing competitions. I'm quite a shy person. I'm a kind of inward person, but the competitions really help me with I guess confidence and for the business. It really helps the business sort of get out there. It's great marketing as well. So I do it for the business. I don't do it for myself, if that makes sense.
Great guy. Fantastic dude. I love coming here, you know, having a chat, getting a cut, leave feeling fresh.
People will go to a barber shop initially for their haircut. They'll try out different barber shops. They'll try this one and that one, but they'll go back to the one where they I guess they most felt welcome, and to the barber that they most connected with, I believe. I mean, I've been doing this for over 5 years now, so I know I have a great relationship with all of my clients. It's you know, I know about their families, I know how many kids they have, you know, I know that, you know, sometimes struggles that they're having, and that's why I think those people come back to me. You know, I have clients that range from business owners to church pastors to ex-gang members, and one thing they all say is that they just enjoy just coming here because they love to chat, they feel that they're listened to, and no one's judged. And I think that's quite a special thing that barber shops have. The secret to being a good barber is listening and having great service and building good relationships.
You know, it's 50-50, but 95% of the time it's good. 100%. 100%. Absolutely.
He comes for the banter, he doesn't come for the haircut.
After the break on the South Today, Matt Faddis will take Ben Smith's place on Friday, and an inaugural textile upcycling workshop in Dunedin has more numbers than expected.
Autumn is here and it's too late to sow seed. But don't despair, Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garrador keeps his favourite right in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
Ricky here from Beds R Us Dunedin, your local sleep specialists. Come in and try our huge touchscreen sleep selector, taking the hard work out of choosing the right bed for you. See you here.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Thanks for staying with us. Matt Faddis will fill the void of Ben Smith in the Highlanders' number 15 jersey on Friday. The utility back moves to fullback for the match against the Sunwolves in Tokyo as Smith takes his second rest week of the season in line with All Black protocols. Seor Tompkinson pushes out one spot to fill Faddis's position on the right wing. Rob Thompson comes in to start at centre, while Aaron Smith returns fully from injury to start at halfback. In the forwards, Luke Whitelock will captain the team from blindside flanker for Shannon Frizzell. Organisers of the inaugural textile upcycling workshop in Dunedin are pleased with the number of people who came along to today's event. It was to be held at the Otago Pioneer Women's Hall, but had to be moved to the Dunedin Public Art Gallery due to the number of people who registered.
Your mother may have once said, "A stitch in time saves 9." It's an old expression which may be inspiring a group of southern clothing upcyclers who met at the Dunedin Public Art Gallery today.
That's brilliant. It's brilliant. I couldn't have hoped for better. I was hoping there'd be a lot of people come along, and yep, they are, and it's very nice, and hopefully more after lunch too. So.
Organiser Kirsten Koch is one of those at the forefront of a slow fashion movement, who says second-hand shopping for clothing to enhance at home is gaining momentum.
Yep, I think it's picking up. The idea is picking up. I think op shopping is becoming less embarrassing for people, and they're like, wow, yeah, that is actually better than what I can get at the new stores. So, yeah, and I think people want to be proud of their creativity too and how they wear their clothes. So.
Upcycling is the process of taking something like clothing and repurposing it, or making it into something new and improved, kind of like Clothing 2.0. It's familiar territory for Fiona Jenkin and Fiona Clements of Stitch Kitchen.
I'm here to present my work as being a zero waste practitioner, and also to support Kirsten in this great event that she's put on today.
And I think it's just a fantastic opportunity to come together as artists, as upcyclers, as people interested in the ethics and the history, the story, the culture around dress.
Among the 8 artists who showed their work are Elena Pauletti, Keska Bazar, Kerry Mackay and Devi Livesage. The upcyclers also discussed their practice and displayed their creations, with organisers saying it may become an annual event. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Investigators made their way to Invercargill to interview the very lucky survivors of the helicopter crash in the Southern Ocean. Southern environmentalist group Extinction Rebellion Queenstown Lakes made its mark in Wanaka today with a colourful protest. And custodians of the Lawrence Chinese Camp see a bright future for the historic South Otago attraction and have a multi-million-dollar plan. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Barry.
Hello, Anna. Yeah, well, the helicopter crash is still a big focus for us. We talked to Sir Richard Hayes about the rescue and everything associated with it, so more on that tomorrow. We also have a look at what safety features they have on a helicopter should it hit the water. So we have a breakdown of that, and a nice little graphic that's going to go with that in the paper tomorrow, so it's an interesting story. Have a great heartwarming story ahead of Anzac Day tomorrow. It's about a 94-year-old World War II veteran who's unfortunately had a stroke and has got dementia, but he still has his sense of smell. So that's awesome. The secret. You have to read the paper to find out what that's all about. But it's a nice wee story. And of course we'll have comprehensive coverage of the Anzac Day services in the paper on Friday. Plans by the Labour Party to stand candidates in Dunedin's local body elections, including the Dunedin City Council, have been cautiously welcomed by Mayor Dave Cull. Others are perhaps a bit more reserved in their comments. Professor Robert Patman comments on the New Zealand French initiative to remove hate speech and extremist material from social media after the Christchurch shootings, and of course, yeah, we have comprehensive sports coverage and an interesting story on the arts page as well. So lots to read in the ODT tomorrow.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
And now for a time to look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the Southern View, a host of minis arriving at the Octagon on the pork pie run. Looking at the situation, a westerly airflow will increase tomorrow and Friday as cold fronts wash over southern districts from the Tasman Sea. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a cloud or two and highs of 17 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim, you're in for a mostly fine day. Your high is predicted to be around 19 degrees. In Canterbury, you might also have occasional clouds in this region. Plan for a high of 18 degrees in Kaikoura, 17 in Christchurch. Ashburton, you have a predicted top temperature of 18 degrees tomorrow. In the southern towns, plan for fresh westerlies and mostly cloudy right across this region. Balclutha, the Catlins, Lumsden and Gore should all reach 16. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, this region mostly follows the light winds and fine weather trend. Wanaka and Queenstown should reach 18 degrees, Alexandria you're 1 degree above that on 19. While Te Anau you're looking at a high of 15 degrees with showers possible. Up to the northern towns, Twizel and Omarama, you have moderate northeasterlies and clear skies, but are otherwise fine and expect 19 degrees. Similar in Te Miru and Oamaru, as the mercury should only reach 16 where you are. In Dunedin, mostly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 9. Cloud breaking tomorrow with sunny periods and milder temperatures. Moderate northerly winds looking at a high of 16 and a low of 9 degrees. Fine with long sunny periods on Friday and moderate mild north to northeast winds with a high of 17 and a low of 10 degrees. Heading to Invercargill, cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 10. Cloudy tomorrow with a few showers possible during the morning. Plan for a 15-degree high and a low of 10. Cloudy Friday with periods of showers. Fresh gusty westerly winds will be strong at times. A high of 15 and an overnight low of 9 degrees. And that's the news for this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.